welcome back to my unboxing of the Cricut Explore Air. In this video we're going to continue from the unboxing to the setup of the machine right out the box. We're going to do the sample project and then we're going to do some of my own. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos and tips. So let's get on with it. Okay, so here we go. Maybe I broke down and read the instructions a little bit. First thing you want to do is plug in your USB cable. Other side goes in your computer. Plug in your power cable. Now the instructions are a little bit hokey. Out of order, I think. I think you should open it first, then power it on, not power it on, then open it, just to get that little white piece of chunk of foam out of there. So, next thing you do is turn it on. And set the dial to card stock is what it says for our first little project they're going to set us up for. Make sure you got at least 10 inches behind the machine, or maybe even more if you got the 24-inch mat. Here's the mat. Next thing they want us to do is peel off the plastic cover there. And since it's folded up in the bottom box, it's kind of bent. I dealt with it. I kind of rolled it out a little bit. It's flattened out since I did this, so no big deal. First thing, they're going to load up this piece of cardstock they give you, which is in the package for our first little project, test project, free project, whatever, tutorial project. Stick that puppy on there as good as you can, as straight as you can. Flatten it out. All right. Now we're going to load our pen. Basically, you just stick it in the A slot there after you pull the little lever forward. Pull the lever forward, put it in there, make sure you support that plastic part with your finger below it as you're sticking it in there, and it'll click, and then you can lock it in. Alright, so now we're gonna load our mat with the cardstock on it. Basically, you just hit the load button and it's going to load up. That's simple. Alright, so now after you've got your Cricut plugged in, powered up, and USB plugged in your computer, got the pen loaded, the mat loaded, the next thing to do is go to Cricut.com/setup. And this is the first time I've ever done this. This is a brand new Cricut cutter, so we're going to go through the setup, just follow the steps and see what happens. So I'm going to get started. I've already got the design space loaded in here because I've been playing around with it. So let me log in here. I'm logged in. Alright, so we've done that, done that, turn it on. It sees it right there. There it is. Let's continue. Congratulations. Get 100 images, 50 projects, 2-week trial to Cricut Access. Good deal. Unlocks a library of 30,000 images, 1,000 Make It Now projects, 740 fonts, and 10% off Cricut.com. Alright, so let's accept this agreement. We designed this project, help you get up and running. Materials are included. Start here packet. Alright, so let's continue. Let's go ahead and do this. We've loaded this up, peeled the paper, did all that earlier. Let's just continue and see what happens here. We got the pen in there. We've got that already done. Let's continue. Alright, so immediately it's going to want to cut and draw this little hello telephone deal. So I'm going to hit go here, and it tells me to load the mat, which has already been done, and then it tells me to press the go button on the machine, which is the flashing button over here on the right. So I'm going to hit go, and it's going to start. Alright, so it seems like it's done. I'm going to hit the unload button here. Dropped it on the ground. Make sure you hold it when you eject it. Alright, so now looks like all this little telephone is cut out. I'm going to go ahead and weed it next. So let me hit continue here, see what it says to do next. Alright, we unloaded it. Take the pen out, I can do that. I'm going to peel everything out, and then we're going to assemble our project. Before I could weed my project, I had to open up the tools, but boy, that was a joy. The perforation's completely useless. Weeding this job was pretty simple. It's straightforward. You just lifted up the cardboard without tearing anything. That's kind of the objective every time you want to weed something. Didn't take too long, and I mean, every cut was exactly perfect. I was amazed. You can see it sped up here, and now I'll slowly peel the rest off, and that's that. Fold it in half and give it a little good crease down there, and put the blue insert in there, and that's a wrap. I'll glue it later, but you get the idea how it's supposed to be. Pretty simple on the first job, huh? Gotta love it. So that's our first project in the Cricut. Can't wait to play around with this machine more. I got all kinds of things to play with. Alright, so that setup was about as easy as can be, and we got our little first project done. Everything went super smooth. Being the computer nerd guy that I am, doing the IT stuff and computer work I do, I always know that there's updates to things. So looking in the menu here, I see there's an update firmware option here. So let's just see if there's any updated firmware for this device right out the box. You got to have it hooked up USB. So let's just see if there's anything newer than what I got in here. Okay, so my current version is 3.091, and that is up to date. So don't have to do a firmware update, but at least maybe if you have an older machine, you should check it every once in a while, and it should be plugged in via USB. Alright, so after we went through the firmware update that I really didn't need to do, but it's worth checking anyway after a new machine, we're going to skip the calibration for now. I'll probably make a video out of that by itself just because it's a pain in the ass from what I can tell. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So until I need to do a print then cut, then I'm just going to not worry about the calibration yet. But we are going to, since that I've got the Explorer Air, we're going to set mine up as Bluetooth. Let me unplug the Bluetooth cable, or the USB cable here. And I do have a Bluetooth adapter in my computer. So I'm going to bring up Bluetooth settings. And there it is, my Cricut Air, ready to pair. Let's go ahead and try to pair it. And the code is 0000. That is what they say on Cricut's website. So looks like that was almost instantaneous. Let's go back and see if it is paired. Configuring Bluetooth services. Looks like it's done configuring. Says it's connected here. Bluetooth options. There we go. It's paired. So go ahead and close that and move on to the next thing. I've already gotten my first project ready before I even bought this thing about a couple weeks ago. So let's go ahead and open up one of my projects that I saved here. It's going to be cutting some white vinyl, little Glock gun muzzles to put on people's cars. So I've already laid it out. I designed this in Corel Draw and imported it and laid it out on the page the way that I want to. So let me get some white vinyl loaded up here and on my mat, and we'll keep on trucking. Alright, so now I got the vinyl down on the mat, a 12 by 12 sheet of white Oracal. Let's go ahead and load it in the Cricut here. Alright, so now it's loaded. This is, in theory, ready to go. That's the cut mat. Got some extra at the bottom and on the sides, that's fine. Alright, so let's hit go. Should detect that's already loaded. It's connecting to my Bluetooth. See if it works. There it is. It's ready to go. So I'm going to hit go, and it should stop. Oh, let me put it on vinyl. Don't forget, we're doing vinyl. Move it to vinyl. And now, here we go. It's going to cut 12 little gun muzzles out here, so I'm just going to speed this part up and come back when it's done. Okay, the machine stopped. It still says cut in progress on the screen, but the arrows are flashing. I don't know if it finished or not. Let's unload and see if that just means it's done. I'd assume something on the screen would say it was done. But no, it did. It just, I guess it just ends. Doesn't say anything on the screen when it's done. When the machine stops, it's good to go. Looks like everything's cut. Alright, so now let me weed this thing and we'll be back. I will film the weeding. Alright, so let's start weeding this. I'm going to peel off the first layer and see how good we got the cuts down. Oh yeah, that looks good. Nice and slow. Peeling the vinyl. Pretty cool for using this thing for like a half hour. I'm pretty happy. And you could be too. Look in the description, you can see where you can order it. All kinds of links. Now this is my first time weeding or even messing with vinyl, so don't make fun of my technique since I haven't created one yet. I'm just doing what I think is right for what I'm doing now, so I'll get better. And there we go. It's all weeded and ready to get some transfer paper. First we gotta peel our vinyl backing off of the mat, which you just gotta kind of tediously do slowly until it comes off. I found that if you flip the mat over and peel the mat from the backing, then it won't curl the backing. So right here I'm flattening stuff out to make it flat. Now I'm going to cut out a 12 by 12 square of clear transfer tape so I can see the stickers when I'm putting on cars. Now, ever so gently lay your vinyl on top of the transfer tape, or you can do it vice versa. My vinyl was curly, so it was easier to put this on top of the flat transfer paper. Give it a good squeegee on both sides, get the bubbles out. Now it's ready for some cutting here in a second. I got this little cutter, I'm going to slice and dice. gonna cut it really fast. Pay attention to what you're doing, because I really mess these up whenever I cut them. I didn't pay attention to where the sights were, so I got some sights on the wrong side. I just got to cut the little square out, if you see there, and put it on individually, because I got two on one side. Alright, so that about wraps up this setup tutorial for our Cricut. As you can see, these stickers went over well. I may be going to sticker business soon. I don't know. I made this cool little intricate Mustang for my dad to go on his Mustang, and I was blown away at how intricate they could cut the vinyl. This is actually 1.62 inches high of the horse, and it cut it perfectly. Amazing. And there it is on his car. Pretty cool. He's happy with it. And this is my first paint gig. I did this lettering for one of my clients, and they're very happy with that. A few more jobs like this, and it'll be like getting the Cricut for free. I'm very happy. Y'all have a wonderful day, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to DAHCKRAM Studios to see more of our cool videos.